Well, this certainly looks like an awesome project.
Yeah, it's extremely unique. This is the A-frame we've been working on.
Awesome.
And I think it'd be a great project to talk a little bit about framing.
Awesome. Well, let's do that. On today's episode, we're going to take them
beyond the blueprint. Yeah, so what we have going on here for this project, it's really kind of interesting, is we basically have this garage element here, which is basically framed like a more of like a traditional kind of monoslope structure.
Okay.
And then we have this kind of connection breezeway area here, where you can see that ladder there is kind of right by the front door. So you have that kind of covered entry as you kind of come in. You can see there the large LVL kind of coming across and spanning that. And then obviously the thing that's kind of hard to miss is this amazing
A-frame. Giant A-frame,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's magnificent. What kind of pitch is on there, Colin?
That is actually a 1912 pitch.
1912.
Yeah,
wow.
And you can see here just how deep these roof trusses are. That's so that we can achieve our snow load and make sure that all of our structures kind of up to snuff for the heavy snows that they get down here.
Awesome, and it looks like we have trusses that run here, and the trusses continue, but tell me a little bit about what's running horizontally here.
So what you see here sticking out is what they call outriggers. Basically, the structure gets set back into the roof of the home, and that allows us to really kind of cantilever out on this front end and give us kind of that dramatic A-frame signature shape.
Because when I look here, it looks like you're going to actually have some covered space here, and then it looks like there's a ton of openings. Tell me a little bit about the system we're using to actually put, the glass on this wall.
Yeah, so this is more of like a commercial kind of glass setup that you're gonna see in here. Okay. Basically, it's an extruded aluminum with an insulated glass panel. That really allows us to really kind of play with the sizes of the panes of glass and really kind of give us a unique facade that you'll see kind of in a later episode.
Awesome. And then tell me a little bit about why we have a foundation wall that runs out here.
So that's to carry the knee wall for this overhang that we're going to have coming out here. And then also there's going to be a large patio that kind of greets you as you come onto the property, really kind of make a statement.
Awesome. This is going to be really neat. Let's take a look on the inside.
Sure. So now that we're inside, I'll kind of walk you through some of the features of the interior of this home. As you can see here, we have a large vaulted ceiling. This area up here is actually kind of a cantilevered loft space.
Very cool.
The stairs will kind of come up over here. And then this whole area right here will be the kitchen, and then it'll kind of flow into an open living room situation kind of over onto this side.
Looks like we have some electrical run, probably for a kitchen island here.
Yep.
And then I also notice here we have these little boxes coming up. Can you tell me what these are for, Colin?
Yeah, so these are basically the knee walls. They'll transfer all of that load from this large truss system kind of down into our footings below. You can see there that they have these special kind of hurricane clips. That's just to really kind of make sure that those are secured down to those top plates.
And then we also have an HVAC in the floor. So we have floor heat, I believe, as well as the forced air. That way heating and cooling can be run, because I imagine with an A-frame, running some of your mechanicals can be certainly something you got to think through.
Yep, it certainly can be, especially with all the required structure. You'll definitely kind of see some of that structure on this front wall here. You can see this huge header that we have running across. This is where our glass openings will be, and then those huge support posts, which carry all of that load from, we actually have like a 60-foot steel beam that we're using as a ridge beam up here. And so it takes quite a bit of structure to keep that 30 feet up in the air.
And I know a lot of times in residential construction, the only times we switch from like an LVL type material to a steel is when the sizing would just get too great that it's impractical to use that, and then it makes sense to switch over to steel.
Yep, once you're talking about large spans like this, and especially when you're carrying a roof system like this, you definitely want to make sure you have all your T's crossed and I's dotted.
Absolutely, there's definitely some engineering involved on this plan. Tell me a little bit about kind of the backside. Do we have some bedrooms on the main level here?
Yeah, so on this backside here, right down this hallway, off to the left-hand side here, this is going to be kind of the entry mudroom with the utility space tucked back in there. And then this will be kind of a den slash smaller kind of bedroom setup. And then basically two larger size bedrooms right back here tucked in the back, both with bathrooms kind of adjoined to those.
So I noticed a condition here. It looks like instead of having a shorter wall, our wall gets taller in the entryway. How do we fit a full-size door there in this entry?
Yeah, so basically what we did in those locations was we basically treated it similar to like a more traditional dormer that you'd see on like a 1.5 story house. So basically each of these areas where the ceiling kind of lifts up for some of our exterior openings, it's basically set up just like a dormer.
Very cool. And do we have any outdoor space on this back portion of the house?
Yep, there will be a concrete patio back here as well with a fire pit and a hot tub. And then there will also be an elevated deck here that will get framed in later.
Very cool. And what do we have going on upstairs?
Upstairs, there will be a smaller living space as well as an additional bedroom and bathroom. And then there's kind of a cool little nook that kind of looks down over that main living space.
Well, when you have vaulted ceilings like that, you certainly want to take advantage of all the views and the glass.
Right.
Well, I really appreciate the tour of this project, Colin.
Yeah, no problem. They're going to keep rolling. They're going to start probably getting the shell weather tight here, setting windows and finishing up some framing on the second floor.
Personally, I cannot wait to see this window wall get installed. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome.
Oh, and just wait till they roof it.
Yes, that's when you start to see the splendor, right? Well, we appreciate you guys joining us on today's tour where we're taking you
Beyond the Blueprint.